Now... Ouch. Ugh. The Fall. Now this game was developed by Over the Moon. I hadn't heard anything about this game prior to doing this take, so I went in with no expectations. Well, that seems like about enough for an opening. Let's dive right into The Fall.
Something I thought was neat right from the start was the title screen. It is...
Sorry, but I need to address something. This video is not a review, but a take. What is a take? A take is me giving my own thoughts and opinions on a game, while throwing in some humor. The reason I bring this up is because in the short amount of time I've been doing these takes, people often call them reviews, and so I've gotten criticism because of that. And I hate to butt in, but I'm going to anyways. Who are you? I am SmarkJ. Great name. Well, at least I didn't take the name of a popular rapper and switch the words around. Hey, I didn't even remember he existed till after I made my first take. Sure. Anyways, I heard you trying to explain that your videos are not reviews, but takes, as you call them. Yeah, I was about to finish up till you came in. Well, if your videos are not reviews, then why'd you say this at the end of your Tekken video? Now, allow me to end this review properly. It was my first take. It was an honest mistake. Yeah. So, are we done now? Can we get back to the take? Sure, you can get on with your take. Alright, so let's get back to The Fall. Just let me rewind a little bit. There we go.
Something I thought was neat right from the start was the title screen. It is made to look like some computer coding. At least, I think that's what it's called. It looks like the blue screen of death. I think we're all on the same page now. Once you start the game, it begins with your character falling down onto a planet. You play as a robot which controls a suit that has a human pilot in it. The reason the robot is controlling is because the pilot was hurt when they crash landed on the planet. So the robot has to go around and look for a medical facility to heal the pilot. Man, it's like reverse Pokemon. The game is very story driven, so I don't want to go any further than that. The game is kinda like a point and click adventure game. You go around the area and look for objects and items and then use them on something else in the level. You use a flashlight to interact with all the objects. It was a little awkward at first, but I got the hang of it pretty quickly. There is also combat in the game, but you can't just run and gun. You have to get cover and shoot when you have a chance, since most of the enemies are stronger than you. It may sound like enemies take a while to kill, but they don't. In fact, it's actually kinda nice to have a few moments of combat in each level. It adds in some variety. If you haven't been able to tell already, this is a 2D game, but there is some 3D elements added in. And I have to say they work really well with the 2D. Also, as you can tell by the footage, the game is really dark, in that there's no lighting. It's neat, but I know other games have done this in the past, and I can't think of any examples. But sometimes I did get a bit sick of it. The controls are simple. The left stick will move you, and the right stick will let you shine your light. Once you get your gun though, it's kinda confusing. A lot of times I accidentally shoot instead of just shining my flashlight. This is mostly because you use the right stick for switching between both your gun and your flashlight, so sometimes I'll accidentally shoot instead of shining my light. It's not a huge deal since your gun just recharges after you shoot. In general, the controls worked fine. As I said, the game is mostly story driven, and the game is fully voiced, which is nice for some of the longer cutscenes. Maybe something the Zelda series could pick up on. Most of the characters are robots, but there are a few human characters that you speak to. The robots and the humans both have distinct voices, so it was kinda interesting hearing the differences. Also, you can choose what you want to say in a distinct number of conversations. I thought this would be kinda like a choose your own path game, but there is something that you're supposed to say, and if you pick something else, it usually just sends you back so you can pick the right thing to say. It was kinda disappointing. And it makes me wonder, what was the point of getting to pick what I say when, ultimately, there's only one that will advance the story?
Even with some of the cons I had with the game, I still thought the game was well made. I did get stuck often, but right when I was about to give up, I always found out what I had to do to move forward. I also like that the game is story driven, since I haven't played a game like that in a while. In the end, I give
The Fall?
yeah!